I called Planned Parenthood and I told them that I wanted to detransition and that I wanted help. What they told me was that they could put me on birth control. Otherwise, they had never had anybody do this and they didn't know what to do. At the age of 13, I started to believe I was a boy. At the age of 16, I took my first dose of testosterone. I had top surgery at the age of 20, and I detransitioned at the age of 21. Growing up, I was always the awkward kid. Mom and dad weren't in the picture. So I think that caused some issues regarding my identity. At the age of 19, I went to Planned Parenthood. I took one blood test and I was prescribed testosterone for an entire year after that. My second year with Planned Parenthood, all I did was a phone call and then I was prescribed my hormones for the next year after that. It all just seemed very fast-tracked, like I was just on this conveyor belt. I feel stunted in my age and my growth. This desire to transition comes from childhood trauma or sexual trauma, and I had all of that on record, and I just don't think Planned Parenthood cared.
Wow. Wow. That is so sad. And these people are pushed and encouraged to transition. You know, no thought, no real thought is put into it. Not just people, kids. I mean, that's what I'm really speaking to. Young people, children are doing this, and this is many of these things that they do are you cannot change it. And now, when they want to detransition, they get zero help. Michelle, what you think about that?
I mean, first off, Planned Parenthood is demonic.
Yeah.
The creator, Margaret Sanger, demonic. Her mission was to destroy. Her mission was to kill children or to manage population control. So let's not be surprised when Satan does what Satan does, when the enemy does what the enemy does. That's literally its job. Planned Parenthood exists for harm, not for good. And now we've gotten so entangled with it that our government money pays for the harm. It manifests itself as if it's doing good, right? And in some cases, it's giving basic health care. But again, it's like, let me give you basic health care. Let me open the doors and then tell you what else you can get here. It's kind of a trap. And what's sad is they prey on the vulnerable. And they get paid. And the money is in pharmaceuticals. The money is getting people addicted. The money is in what it takes to do these surgeries, and they can charge what they want. You know what really makes me angry is that all the doctors combined, not just Planned Parenthood, they're actually in front of these children and young adults, often for less than 3 total hours of a person's life.
Wow.
Think of our own doctor's visits. We go there and we see the doctor and they're like, ask your questions, got your clipboard. 20 minutes later, you're at the door. You probably waited in the waiting area for an hour just to see them for 20 minutes. You're telling me that after a couple of hours, like they said, like this person said, all of a sudden, well, we think you're ready for transitioning. Let's give you everything you need.
And then everything means puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, double mastectomies for girls, genital surgery for both sexes to try to achieve some type of appearance of the opposite sex. I mean, folks, and they jump on it. But when these same individuals say, you know what, this didn't fix me. I'm still having, suicidal thoughts. I'm still having thoughts of being out of my body. When this doesn't fix them, they get no help to detransition back. What little they can detransition.
Well, it's never going to be fixed because you're always going to have to take the medication that maintains whatever differences you had in your body. And it's sad. And I know people personally who are going through that, some children, some, families that are supportive, but really it comes down to, like that person said, they had other family trauma. And a lot of times there's a lot more trauma that is never addressed. And even for adults, it should be mandatory that they see and speak to doctors for several sessions, hour-long sessions at a time. Because again, 3 hours total, and all of a sudden that I'm supposed to be a man or I'm supposed to be a woman. No, this is intentional destruction of God's perfect creation. You were created perfectly And he knew you before he placed you in your mother's womb. You can have all the feelings in the world, but please do not mutilate yourself to try to fix something when that mutilation is not going to fix it.
Absolutely. And as Christians, as you said, we believe the body isn't random or meaningless. It's purposeful, dignified, and valuable because it was created by God. So why would we accept a view that degrades and disrespects it like this does? And this is what we say a lot on this channel. The body has meaning and purpose.
Yeah.
And it's part of our identity. So we don't need to reject our bodies to find our identities. We find our identities through it because it was designed by a loving creator. So, and my heart goes out to these children who are so malleable, so impressionable. They're still finding themselves. And these people are taking advantage all because of greed. They see these kids as cash cows, as golden gooses who will continue to lay eggs because once they get they start transitioning, they will need to be on medication for the rest of their lives.
And KJ, let me jump in and make sure this is perfectly clear, because I know with me running for office in the future, people are going to say, well, what about regular plastic surgery? Please do not confuse this transitioning male and female, especially young adults and children, as the same as somebody going and getting a breast augmentation because they want to look better, or going and getting liposuction. We're talking about removing one's ability to procreate for the rest of your life. Right. That's a whole nother ball game.
Oh, wait, totally different. And again, I don't even care if they're adult. I mean, if you're an adult and you want to transition to a cow, do it. That's your business. If you want to, and we know this is the case. We see videos and documentaries of people that do insane things.
Yes.
I mean, all the piercings all over their bodies. Some people can tattoo their whole bodies, remove limbs. There was one video I saw of a guy who was, had removed his ears, all of his limbs, and he split his tongue. All this stuff, nobody cares. But when it comes to children, that's when we say, pump the brakes. Yeah. Laura with a $2 super chat says, now they are messed up for life. Right. Exactly. It's insane. It really is.
It's full brainwashing. They've brainwashed the parents. And what's interesting is pay attention to how quickly the left is silencing those who used to be their poster children, used to be the poster child. And then now they won't let their stories play anywhere.
Right. Folks in the chat, I see you guys sounding off. I mean, my question to you all would be, how do we protect minors from being rushed into permanent decisions they may later regret? How do we protect the children? This is what I think about over and over again, because these Democrats want, if you're a parent and you're pushing back against this, you're not affirming it, then they try to take your kid. So we will continue to follow this story. If you're tired of the lies and ready to stand for truth, hit that like button, share this with people and your friends or loved ones, and subscribe to Christian Conservatives. We're not backing down, and neither should you. God, the Bible says in Genesis 1:27, male and female, he created them. God's design is not up for debate. Let's stand together, folks. So love you guys in the chat. I see you guys sounding off. Thank you so much.